Shana Tova, Ma Nishana Halayla Hazeh. Why is this night different? Shebachol Halaylot, on all other nights. While we usually hear these words on Passover, they feel especially relevant this evening, because on all other Kol Nidrei nights, as chairman of Park Avenue Synagogue, I'd address our congregation 3 times at 3 different locations to see 6,000 of our members. This year, we're all experiencing something very different. Like you, as opposed to looking around shul at family and friends, I'm in a much different setting than on all other nights. I stand here in our beautiful sanctuary in front of empty pews that are only crammed with people. But while the seats are unoccupied, our Torahs are surrounded by the love of our community and those to whom we've opened up our virtual doors. All 30,000 plus of you who are joining us today. It's not lost on me that less than a year after completion of our expanded campus, we can't be physically present. But as we said at our building rededication at Hanukkah, it was never about the physical space, but rather about our community and the values we embody. Many have talked about silver linings these past 6 months, and the high holidays are no exception. I have had the opportunity to hear our rabbi's powerful sermons alongside my family, instead of scurrying from location to location. Perhaps for you, it's the ability to FaceTime with a grandparent, child, or friend while hearing the angelic voice of Cantor Schwartz. Or maybe it's just nice to attend high holiday services in sweatpants and a t-shirt. But beyond the silver linings, I'd so much rather be together with you right now. I've missed being here at Park Avenue Synagogue. I miss our community. And I know we've been all feeling these sentiments these past 6 pandemic months. I received an email from a board member about her 3-year-old grandchild, who after months of social distancing said, "Grandma, how come I don't have friends anymore?" Hearing that broke my heart. In some form or another, we're all asking ourselves similar questions. How do we find community when we're separated? How do we find meaning in this virtual world? Of course, it is one thing that people share in this unsettling moment. It's a profound sense of loss in human connection. That's why Park Avenue Synagogue is the source that connects us to ourselves and to each other. While times change, people change, and now even mediums change, the one constant for 2,000 years remains one synagogue. As Rabbi Jonathan Sachs aptly stated, communities of faith where we preserve the values and institutions that protect our humanity. For generations, the haunting melody of the Kol Nidrei prayer that was just chanted has reminded us of just that. This particular melody, on this particular day, and at this particular hour, takes us back to the same meaningful place we've come to for generations when we're trying to find our spiritual way, the synagogue. L'dor v'dor, the synagogue has been the torch that has showed us the way through times of light and darkness, through the cycle of life and death, from Brit Milahs to Yorsites. Although this pandemic may have slowed the world down, it has inspired us at Park Avenue Synagogue. It has motivated us to enhance and to accelerate our offerings so that we can continue to be the place, the community you can always turn to. We will adapt. We will evolve to do whatever it takes, in the words of our mission, to inspire, educate, and support each other towards living passion-filled Jewish lives. With that in mind, when the pandemic hit, we committed to 3 guiding principles, which Park Avenue Synagogue continues to stand by. First and foremost, no one will ever be turned away because of economic circumstances. Second, our employees are stakeholders and will endeavor to retain our staff. And third, we'll continue to provide the excellence that our members expect and deserve to make sure that our institution thrives for the generations to come. I can proudly say we've been able to uphold all these principles, and it's because we were in an extremely strong position before the pandemic. Our strength starts with our incredible clergy who work day and night for our community. Rabbi Cosgrove, your selflessness, integrity, and steady leadership in these uncertain times makes me proud to call you my rabbi. Cantor Schwartz, your beautiful voice is only matched by your menschlichkeit, and you set a tone for all of us to follow. Rabbi Zuckerman, your kindness and heart are a true gift. Rabbi Wachowski, your wit and tireless efforts have inspired our community. Cantor Brook, your warmth and uplifting spirit has comforted us week in and week out. And Rabbi Philp, you've been there for anything our members have needed. We are blessed with the best clergy team in the world. Todah Rabbah. Our spiritual leaders are partnered with so many remarkable individuals. Our loyal executive director, Beryl Chernoff, our unrelenting associate executive director, Liz Offenbach, and our devoted director of congregational education, Rabbi Charlie Savador. They, along with their teams, have put aside their own personal lives at times so they can take care of all of us. Todah Rabbah. In March, our officers immediately went into crisis mode, meeting weekly and creating task forces to solve all sorts of problems, making sure that our standard of excellence never wavered. A huge amount of gratitude to our officers, the indefatigable, Lizzie Marcus, Nan Rubin, Amy Steiner, Mark First, Craig Solomon, Mark Hirsch, and our president, Natalie Barth. Your passion for our community is never ending, and your leadership and stewardship is exemplary. And to the rest of our board, committee chairs, staff, and volunteers, you are simply amazing. Your effort this past spring, calling every single member over 60 years old to check and make sure they were safe, epitomizes Park Avenue Synagogue values. With such strong leadership at the helm, a committed community, and the investments in technology and infrastructure made during our renovation, we were prepared for the uncertainty that came in March. We were able to focus not on survival, but rather on delivering excellence and being there for those who needed us. We moved our daily minions, Shabbat services, classes, baby namings, b'nai mitzvahs, weddings, and shivas to a virtual world in a matter of days. And the response has been incredible. People are tuning in from all over New York City, our sixth borough, Florida, from Brazil to Budapest, and as far away as Israel and Australia. Our daily minyan has quadrupled in attendance. We've had over 100,000 views of our Shabbat services. Thousands of people have attended our adult learning classes online, and our study circles continue to grow. Our Zoom Havdalah had over 100 participating families each night and gave me the chance to light my first Havdalah candle. We created virtual summer programming, a camp for our youngest members, and a lecture series for our adult community with speakers like Madeline Albright and Admiral McGraven. We've expanded our interfaith learning by adding new classes and riveting discussions with faith leaders and thinkers like Cardinal Dolan and Reverend Bernard. We as a community acknowledged that change happens when each of us commits to Tikkun Olam, healing the world. As you'll hear tomorrow, our teens are doing their part. For those in need of a meal, they refocused the efforts of our teen-run food pantry. They also delivered machzorim to our homebound members. We stood in solidarity against racial injustice, inviting our dear friend, Ray Chu, of the Baptist Church of Englewood, to address our congregation about systemic racism at Kabbalat Shabbat. And now, in the spirit of our community's exceptional belief in chesed, in caring, we've made a conscious effort to open our virtual doors to anyone who would otherwise have no spiritual home, to provide what Rabbi Kashrov calls Torah for the people. Because at the end of the day, we're all in this together. There's Manny from New Mexico, who emailed and said he's been a practicing conservative Jew for the past 70 years, and he now joins us with thousands of people from all over the world every Friday night. Manny, I hope you're watching tonight. Good Yontif. There's an administrator from a Jewish elder care home in Princeton who enjoyed our live stream so much they are setting up chairs for over 100 people in their own senior community. Gemar Tov to our neighbors in the Garden State. 99-year-old Sylvia from Connecticut messaged us on live stream last Sunday saying she loved our Rosh Hashanah service. Sylvia, if we are all able to next year be together, we invite you at age 100 to join us in the sanctuary. Now, tickets will be hard to come by, but I have a few connections around here. Over the past 6 months, our clergy, staff, and board have received an influx of similar messages from our members and from Jews across the diaspora thanking Park Avenue Synagogue for filling the void. We, our Park Avenue Synagogue community, should feel so proud of what we have achieved during the pandemic and throughout our history. It is the active engagement of our current leaders and the generations before us that have enabled us to become who we are today. We are in a strong position because of them. But now, it's all of our turn. Despite our progress, we're not without challenges, including trends of deurbanization and one of the most difficult economic environments we have seen. Each year, we continue to depend on your financial support, and our community's annual giving and generosity has been exemplary. Last year, we raised approximately $3 million for about 1,000 families, enabling us to balance our budget and break even. Many of you have already stepped up, joining my family by increasing your Kol Nidrei appeal gift from last year. I sincerely thank you. For those of you who have yet to recommit, or even those who are listening from afar for the first time, we need your support so we can continue the excellence of Park Avenue Synagogue. Ma nishtana halayla hazeh. Why is it different this time? Because on all other nights, we might just tell ourselves we can wait and see. But tonight, during a time when we need each other the most, we need to commit to each other. We need to commit to our synagogue. We need to commit to continuing the momentum our community has courageously begun. The thread holding us all together is the fact that we're united in our faith and bound together by our synagogue. We are in this together, those who can do for those who cannot. There's something special that you, and you alone, can contribute to our community through tzedakah, engagement, and volunteering. And we need to, because there shouldn't be a child or anyone who has to ask, where are my friends? There shouldn't be a parent or grandparent or anyone who has to say Sabbath prayers alone. That's why Park Avenue Synagogue is here. Let's do our part in passing down not only our heritage, but our synagogue, L'Dor V'Dor. I want to close with another message that was shared with us, one that relates to what I said in the beginning, about the questions we're asking ourselves and the answers we find in this sacred place. A member talked about having had a really tough time with isolation during the quarantine, but how their spirits were kept high because of Park Avenue Synagogue. They said, I just feel that my hand and my heart have been held. Our commitment to our members and the broader diaspora, regardless of what challenges and opportunities lie on the horizon, will be to make sure that Park Avenue Synagogue holds as many hands and as many hearts as we possibly can. Gemar Chatima Tovah may be inscribed and sealed in the book of life for a year of happiness, health, peace, and prosperity, and may we soon be back together, Shebachol Halelot, like all other nights. Now, there are no ushers coming to your living room to collect envelopes, but you can easily contribute by clicking the donate button in the right-hand corner of this live stream or by visiting psyn.org at any time and clicking the giving option. Thank you.